So from today's gospel reading, I've got two main things for us to focus on: love and faith. Now, the Orthodox Study Bible says mercy instead of faith, but I want to lean more towards faith, and I'll explain why and how this all can relate to us through this amazing passage today. And we have to remember that Mary and Joseph lived in a very small town called Nazareth. It was a population of less than 200 people. So in small towns, that anything anybody does becomes public business, and people tend to talk, especially in small towns. So it would be no different at the time of Nazareth, just giving you some historical background. Also, keep in mind that Mary and Joseph were of the Jewish faith, and Joseph and Mary was betrothed to Joseph. And what that means in the Jewish law is that, when someone's engaged, by law, that is the same as being married. So for her to, become pregnant or with child would be a major issue by Jewish law. In fact, punishment for adultery, and that's what that would have been considered, is death. It's just that clear and cut. So we look at Joseph, and the angel appeared to Joseph because Joseph was seriously contemplating on divorcing her privately. And what that means by Jewish law is privately means you meet with two people and they dissolve the marriage, whereas a regular divorce means you meet before the council. So he was trying to protect her. Even in that, when she came to him and said she was with child, I mean, how would we react if our loved one came to us and said, I'm pregnant? But then they added, it's not your baby, it's God's baby. So this is where the faith comes in. He had a difficult time with this for a moment, but the angel appeared to him and assured him that, yes, she's correct, and this is what it is. And so he, from that moment on, wanted to do everything he possibly could. And this is where love comes in, because regardless of before the angel came or not, you can tell, even though it was a betrothed wedding or marriage, he loved her. He loved her because he could have just easily said, you know what? I wash my hands of you. I want nothing to do with you, and let the town do with her what they would do with somebody in that situation. But he was constantly thinking of, what can I do to protect her? And he was even going to, with that divorce, what that would have done to him. Remember, the gospel says, Matthew says he was a righteous man, which means he was in very, very good standing in the community. People loved and looked up to him. So if he would have divorced a pregnant woman, his wife, that would have been looked upon very badly. His reputation would have been gone. He would have probably had to move out of Nazareth because, again, being a small town, there's no way you can escape that. But so again, I wanted to look, back into it. Here he is, here Joseph is reconciling this, trying all he can to take care of it. Now the angel says, you know what? You're going to take care of this baby, and this is going to be Jesus, the Son of God. And he embraced it. Again, his faith. This is where his faith, again, the love and the faith. Faith stepped in. He didn't question that. How many of us, if an angel appeared to you, number one, would you hear it? And number two, would you believe it? So that's where it brings us today to our faith, is how can we be more like Joseph? And this goes for men, this goes for women, it goes for whomever, all of us. How can we be more like Joseph in our faith and our love for our loved ones, our love for our spouse, our love for all beings? Remember, everybody, everything, we're all children of God. So how do we do this? We need to work on our faith. We need to help the generations coming up, because sadly enough, there's so many generations coming up now that don't have faith, that don't know love, that don't know this agape love, which is God's love. And it's love that we should strive for, an unconditional love. Children don't have that. Young adults don't have it. Even adults don't have it. So we need to be the example. We need to work on our faith, work on us, and then we share that. And how do we share that? We share that through our actions. We share that through our faith. We don't have to hit somebody over the head with a Bible or a Quran or what have you. We live our faith. That's what we're to do. And that's what Joseph is calling us to do. Joseph was living his faith, and we can live our faith too. It's one step at a time. As the Christmas show that's on right now, here we are a week before Christmas with Kris Kringle and Winter, and he's singing to Winter, and they have a duet singing, put one foot in front of the other. And that's exactly how we can do this. Put one foot in front of the other. Thank you.